Germany emerges as the leading power after a long global struggle. The ending feels unusually quiet, no dramatic turning point, no visible collapse, just a subtle shift where one power rises above the rest. The world doesn't celebrate. It adjusts. No fall of Berlin. No end to the regime. Instead, its influence expands, reaching beyond borders, beyond continents. The future reshapes itself in real time, and entire histories are erased before they can even begin. The balance of power disappears overnight. No rival strong enough to challenge what has become unstoppable. And the 20th century, as we know it, never truly exists. Now imagine stepping into that world. At first, it feels calm, almost stable, like everything is finally under control. But beneath that calm, something heavier is always present, something you can't quite ignore. Borders are redrawn, and governments are replaced. Entire nations are reshaped, slowly and deliberately, with no room left for resistance. Power becomes centralized, control becomes absolute, and opposition fades into silence. The map of the world no longer reflects diversity. Europe becomes a single, unified bloc under German dominance, tightly controlled from the center. Independent states disappear, replaced by territories that no longer decide their own future. And beyond Europe, the ripple spreads. Alliances shift, loyalties bend, and fear becomes policy in global decisions. Nations stop acting freely, they begin reacting. Carefully, cautiously, always watching. The United States pulls back, choosing observation over leadership. The Soviet Union no longer stands as a counterweight, leaving a void that nothing fills. There is only one direction now, one ideology stretching across continents. Now shift your focus. Not to borders, but to people. Daily life becomes structured, monitored, and predictable, where deviation is quietly corrected. Freedom still exists, but only within limits set by authority. Speech is filtered, thought is guided, and identity is shaped over time. Children grow up learning a version of truth designed specifically for them. History is not remembered. It is rewritten, carefully and deliberately. Culture does not vanish, it adapts to survive. Art becomes a message, music becomes controlled expression, and film becomes influence, not creativity. What once inspired people now quietly directs them. There are no competing voices, no clash of ideas shaping society. Only one dominant narrative remains, repeated again and again until it feels natural. Over time, it becomes reality itself. Now pause, and consider technology. Does it move faster, or does it slow down under this kind of control? The answer is not simple, and that uncertainty makes it even more unsettling. In some ways, it accelerates, driven by surveillance, control, and the need for dominance. Weapons become sharper, systems become smarter, and power becomes more precise. Technology becomes a tool of authority, not freedom. But something is lost along the way. True innovation needs freedom, and without it, ideas begin to narrow. Progress continues, but only in the direction power allows. Science moves forward, but not always for the right reasons. Ethics begin to fade, quietly, almost unnoticed by those living within the system. And the line between progress and horror slowly disappears. Now imagine global relations. There is no balance of power anymore, no equal forces keeping each other in check. Only one dominant authority shapes decisions across the world. Smaller nations face a simple choice: adapt or submit. Neutrality is no longer possible, and independence becomes a distant memory rather than reality. Conflicts still exist, but they feel different now. Not wars between equals, but suppression of resistance. Control replaces negotiation, and dominance replaces compromise. And yet, resistance never truly dies. It hides, it waits, and it grows in silence beneath the surface. Even in the most controlled systems, the desire for freedom remains alive. Whispers begin to spread quietly. Small movements form, slowly and carefully, avoiding attention. Hope becomes dangerous, but it refuses to disappear completely. Now ask yourself, how long can a system like this last? Years pass, maybe decades, but pressure builds beneath the surface with time. And pressure always finds a way out. Will there be a breaking point? A moment where everything begins to crack? Or will control tighten just enough to hold forever? That uncertainty is what makes this world so unsettling, because this world looks stable on the outside. It feels controlled, predictable, even permanent. But underneath, it is fragile. One moment, one spark, one act of defiance, everything changes. That is how history works, and it has always worked this way. Even the strongest systems can fall. History is not fixed. It is shaped by decisions, by moments, by outcomes that could have gone differently. And in this timeline, one outcome changes everything. Power rises differently, culture evolves differently, and technology follows unfamiliar paths. Humanity itself begins to shift, shaped more by control than by freedom. So the next time you think about the past, remember this. The world we live in is only one version of reality, one possible outcome among many. And sometimes, the most terrifying possibilities are the ones that almost happened.